Hi grades 3, today is Tuesday. Today we are looking at our review 8 and we are looking at page 146. We're only working on this page, okay? There are 3 questions. So first part, second part, and this question is part of this graph. Okay, let's get started and let's see what do we need to do. Now the first question is you have to complete the pattern, right? And you have to find out what is the pattern for each number, for each question, okay? Now for this one, first one, if you see, it is 8 times table, right? 8 times 1 gives us 8, 8 times 2 gives us 16, 8 times 3 gives us 24, 8 times 4 gives us 32, right? So we would write 32. 8 times 5 gives us 40, right? So let's go ahead and write down 40. 8 times 6 gives us 48, right? So let's go ahead and write down 48. Now the next one, it is 90, 81, and 72. Now, if you look carefully, we jumped from 90 to 81. That means we subtracted something. What did we subtract? How much do we, when we subtract something from 90, when do we get 81? That means we are going back, right? So instead of going up, we are going down because we were at 90, but all of a sudden we are at 81. So what is the difference? As in, they subtracted something. Out of 90, what do you subtract that you would get 81? So whatever you subtract, right? So out of 90, when we subtract 81, and then out of 81, what do you subtract that you jump to 72? So you need to find out, first step is 90 take away 81, what are you left with? Or you can count backwards. You have 90, 89, 88, 87, 86, 85, 84, 83, 82, 81. What's the difference? 9, right? So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Out of 90, when we subtract something, when we subtract 9, we get 81. So that means what is the difference between 90 and 81? 9. That means what is the difference between 80 and 72? 81 and 72? 9 again. Now you have to go 92, take away 72, take away 9. What should you be left with? So we are left with, pause the video, do the question. So 72, take away 9. Pause the video, then we'll find out what the answer is. Okay, so I hope you paused the video, and I hope that you found out that the answer was 63. Okay, so the answer is 63. Now out of 63, if we subtract 9 again, so I have 63 pencils, and I give 9 away, what do I have left? I have, so 63, take away 9, leaves me with, I hope you had this answer, 54. Okay, now let's go ahead. Out of 54, I take 9 away again. I am left with 45. Okay, and when I have 45 pencils, I give 9 away again. I am left with 36. Okay, so 9 was the difference. 9 was the pattern. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's look at the next one. So C, 115, 135, 155. Now in this one, our numbers are jumping up, right? We were at 115, then we have 135, then we have 155. Again, we are finding what is the difference between 115 and 135? So let's go ahead and let's do the question. did I had put it here. Oh, here. Okay, so I have my 155. Why do I keep losing my markers? Grades 3, just give me a moment. I'm just gonna go grab my marker. Okay, so we have 115. So we have 115 and we have 135. So let's do 135, take away 115. Okay, so 5 take away 5 gives me 0. 3 take away 1 gives me 2. And 1 take away 1 gives me 0. That means, what is the difference? 20 is the difference. That means in 115, when they added 20, they got 135. And then in 135, they added 20 again, and they got 155. Now in 155, when we add 20 again, what do we get? So let's do 155 add 20. Can you please do that? 155. So we have 155. And what do we need to add to it? We need to add 20 to it. Can you please pause the video? And can you please do this one on your own? Okay. So I hope that you pause the video, and let's go ahead and see. What do we get? So 5 plus 0 gives me 5. 5 plus 2 gives me 7. So my answer is 175. So what is my pattern? After 155, it is 175. Now in 175, if we add 20 more, so I have 175, and I need to add 20 more to it. Okay, so let's go ahead. 5 plus 0 gives me 5. 7 plus 2 gives me 9, plus 1. So my answer is 195. Okay, so 175, 195. Now in 195, what do I need to add? 20 again. So this one, I will encourage you to do it on your own. Okay, so in 195, go ahead and add 20 again. And what do you get? Okay, after you're done, you can go ahead and check your answers, but I don't think you would need to because I know you can do it. Okay, so for this one, I encourage you to do this one on your own. 195 plus 20. What do you get? Let's go to the next one. It says 2,534. Then we have 2,334. Then we have 2,134. So our numbers are, so if you look carefully, our numbers are last two digits. So 34, 34 and 34. So 34 doesn't change all the way to the end. Which two numbers are changing? It's 25, then they jump to 23, then they jump to 21. So what is the difference between 25 and 23? So I have 25, let's count back. So I have 25, 24, 23. So what's the pattern? They are changing. Our thousands and our hundreds are changing. So if this is 25, this went to 23, this went to 21. At 21, let's count 2 back. 21, 20, 19. So what is the pattern? Because our last two digits aren't changing. They're 34, 34, and 34. Only the first two digits are changing, our thousands place and our hundreds place. So that means they're only going down by twos, right? Not twos, but they're going down by 2,000s. So let's go and let's do, so we were at 21, 20, and 19. So my answer is 1934. Okay, if I'm at 1934, what would my next number be? I need to go down 2,000. So I need to go down, so I'm at 19,000. Now I need to be at, if I go down 2,000, 19,000, 18,000, 17,000. So that means my next pattern, my next number is 1734. Okay, so that's what you have to do. And I will ask you to do the last one on your own. We need to go down 2,000. So from 17, what should be your next number if you're going down by 2,000? Okay, so once you've done that, let's move to our bar question. So it says the bar graph shows the number of different types of flowers sold by a florist on a Sunday. Okay, so we have this graph. It shows us different kinds of flowers, right? These are the kinds of flowers, and these are what got sold on a Sunday. Okay, so each flower, it shows how many got sold on Sunday. Okay, now let's look at roses got sold. So there's roses, they come all the way to 60, right? There's a number at the bottom. How many got sold? 60, and it comes all the way to here. Then we have lilies. Lilies are about 45, right? So there's the 40 mark, and lilies are coming right over here. So not all the way to 50, but halfway. So it's 45. Then we have daisies. So daisies got sold, 40 daisies got sold. Then we have orchids, and they got sold, 50 of them got sold. Then we have carnations, and they were 45 of them got sold, right? So we just looked at the graph. Now we have to look at the questions that they're asking. So they're asking, look at the graph carefully and then do the questions at the bottom. So let's look at the questions. The florist sold blank stalks of carnation. How many of carnations got sold? We just found out, here's the carnations. Here's the 40 mark, and this shows half, right? So that means 40 plus 5 gives us 45. So how many carnations got sold? 45. So we write down 45. Next one. The number of stalks of roses sold was blank more than the number of stalks of daisies sold. So whenever we are looking at the difference, what kind of math operation we do? Do we add or do we subtract when we are finding the difference? So whenever we are finding a difference, we are subtracting. So I want you to go ahead and I want you to subtract. So roses and daisies. So we have roses are at 60 and daisies are at 40. Go ahead and subtract. Once you're done subtracting this, you will have the answer for question B. Okay? So subtract the number of roses and daisies, and that will give you the answer for our second blank. Okay, so subtract 60 and 40. Once you're done, you can go and check your answers. Okay, let's go to our last question. He sold blank stalks of flowers all together. What do we do when we are finding our all togethers? We are either what are we doing? Are we adding or are we subtracting or are we multiplying? We are adding, right? So go ahead and you are going to add up all of the flowers, okay? So we know that we have roses. There were 60 roses which got sold. Lilies, if you look at the graph, lilies were at 45. Then we have daisies, 40. Then we have orchids, 50. Then we have carnations, they were 45. Okay, go ahead and add all these numbers. Okay, so 60, 45, 40, 50, and 45 again. Or you can add two numbers at a time, okay? So add these two, then these two, and but then you would have to add all of them again. So I suggest you do this method. Okay, stack up your numbers, and then add them all together, and that would give you your answer for the final question. So C. Okay, so go ahead and add all these numbers. Once you're done your math for Tuesday, and I will see you on Wednesday.